Okay, I tried to record this once, but the dog started barking and I got distracted. But dear God, may this message be effective and clear. Amen. They do not care. This American government does not care about anybody, whether you are brown or dark brown, tan, or as they call it, black, white, Hispanic, Latino, etc. This government, the way that you can tell that they don't care about you is the food that you have access to. There should be no organic food because all food should be organic. And if all food is organic, then there basically should be no organic shouldn't exist, right? It just shouldn't exist. There should have never been inorganic food. So, if food and water is how we survive, right? The creator of this earth, whoever created the earth or whatever, the earth just came to be, right? And we happen to have this great food that grows from the earth, that feeds us, that gives us the nutrients and the healing that we need. And we happen to be 70% water, our bodies, and the earth also happens to be 70% water, but only 3% of that water is drinkable. And if all that, dang it. Okay. Um, so yes, so if that's what gives us life, that's what gives us clarity, that's what gives us energy, we are what we eat, then once they mess that up, then you know they don't care about you. They care about the money that comes from you getting sick. Point blank period. And they don't care how they're gonna sicken you. Whether that is this is how they don't care about white people, rich white people. In the northeast states and also in Texas, where they have houses that are generations to generations old. I thought I got out the dang sun. There we go. Where they have houses that are generations and generations old, acres and acres of land. Let's think of Texas in particular. They do a form of fracking, basically drilling, earth drilling for oil, for cleaner oil. And I watched a documentary on this. Can't remember the name though. But whatever gases were released once they drilled into the earth, actually, in the case study, it exposed the family to particular gases that ended up having the child get nosebleeds all of a sudden. The family is falling ill. The water is now tainted. The water that they use because they're used to well water, and so that's basically how they mess up the rich people. Um, with acres of land, they frack and they release all these toxins into the air. You could look it up. Um, they release all these toxins into the air, try to buy off their land, but the people generally don't want to sell their land, and then they become sick because of what is being released. So that's how they don't care about the rich people. The rich people that have been around for long, 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 long time. That's the rich white people. They're drilling right in their backyards and exposing them to terrible gases that are making them sick for the sake of clean oil. When literally, we can operate off of just sunlight and wind power. We can do it. I mean, there's infinite wind power. But that's the rich people for you. The Native Americans. We can look up the Navajo uranium mining. Or we can just think about when they came here and killed all the Native Americans that were already existing. The black people. The ghettos. I mean, the ghettos exist with no access to any even halfway decent food. You have a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich and a Conesto on every block, and they push us into the ghettos. So, boom, that's how they don't care about everybody. But the most evident way is the food, because your food is your everything. That's what gives you clarity, right? That's what gives you energy. And your water. When you go in the grocery store, all we have is purified water. Natural spring water is very hard to find. I would say if there's 10 brands in front of you at Publix or at Walmart, 8 of them are purified water. No one cares about what I have to say. No, that's not true. That was disrespectful. 8 out of the 10 brands are purified water that have additives for taste. That literally they don't even hydrate you. I'm dying of thirst. I was just sick, and I was dying of thirst. And I've been drinking purified water. I'm still thirsty. This is the only thing that's hydrating me, actually. And oh my gosh, mm, I'm drinking this water. I'm like, damn, I'm still thirsty. They must have chlorine in purified water. It's just like it's occluding my thoughts. My body can't even take it in and receive it as hydration. It's terrible. But the food supply is the most evident way in which they don't care about us. The rich people even have to pay top dollar to get organic food that's non-GMO, and who knows what it still really has in it. So that's costing us, and that's how they can get both the rich and the poor people, the black rich, the brown rich, the Native American rich, and the white rich. And the poor people, hey, if they want to splurge on an organic banana, God forbid. Lastly, the greatest way that they show that they don't care about us is through creating this great divide. You see so many people watching the news, feeding into what the news has been showing us the last 3 years. And if you notice, it's just episode after episode. And before I continue, I will have to reiterate and iterate for the first time that the resolution is within community. It's within educating individuals. We cannot rely on the school system. We cannot rely on teachers. We cannot rely on the government. We can't rely on Governor DeSantis, on President Joe Biden, on President Obama, on President Hillary Clinton. We can't rely on any of these people, because as you see the last 3 years, it's just episode after episode. Even on the Democratic side, you see they don't care about our bodies. And at the end of the day, it's up to us, on a community level, to care about each other and educate each other and rear each other, and tell your brothers not to be a rapist, and tell your sisters to freaking, I don't even know, your sisters are probably being told everything they could to be careful. What else? What else is there? To educate each other to eat healthy, to teach each other, to work with each other on creating community gardens, right? I have a beautiful mango tree, avocado tree behind me. I'm giving them out like crazy. There's no GMOs in it, except I don't know what the hell they put in the air, probably to they spray something. They spray something. They probably spray something in the air to taint those of us that are growing our own food. And you could start with a mint leaf on your windowsill. You could start with a little mint bush on your windowsill. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. But at the end of the day, the resolution is to control our dollar. That's why Shop Black is important, but it's not just Shop Black, it's Shop Local. Control your dollar. We gotta if you could lessen how much you spend at the grocery store by $2, then you're doing something. Grow what you can. Grow an aloe. An aloe bush is probably the easiest thing you could grow. Stop shopping at the grocery store. Purchase from your local small business owner, and whether she's black or white, it doesn't matter. If she's black, it's better. No, just kidding. But in all seriousness, stop buying from Shein. Like, those are the resolutions. Talk to your cousins that you see only on Christmas. Make sure they're not coercing women. Talk to your line brothers and your fraternities. The fraternities are the main ones teaching these guys to coerce women into sleeping with them. It's actually sad, but You got to talk to your brothers and your sisters, oh my gosh, about protecting their bodies, about their bodies being a temple. Whether you want to do that through whichever religious medium text, because at the end of the day, we want to separate the church and the state, but whatever religious text you want to rely on teaches that our bodies are energy, our bodies are our temples, and when you know that your body is a temple, you watch the music you listen to, the food you eat, the TV you watch, you realize it's all garbage. So those are the resolutions. I forgot what I was going to get into, but it's a community level. Everything they're showing us on the news, I mean, you gotta realize by now it's year 3. It's just a distraction, just because there's gotta be something worse going on. The creator of this earth made it so simple. With dirt and seeds, we can grow food, cure hunger, all this stuff, be disease free, hypertension free. And instead they're feeding the cows corn and dirt and having them fall over in their own poop. And that's the meat that we're eating. Wake up, people. Heal yourselves. Work with your community. Join a community garden. Cause this ain't it. This is just a big distraction from everything else that's going on. I mean, if it's this bad and this is what they're showing us, imagine what they're not showing us. So at the end of the day, teach your family and your brothers right, and your earthly brothers and your sisters right. Make sure they're not hold them accountable. We need to start chastising people for real. Americans, we are too reliant on the government for everything. There are natural remedies for abortions, and although they might not be safe, I don't know, I can't really speak too much on that, but we can't really keep relying on the government. We have to rely within ourselves and tap into Latino culture and Caribbean culture and African culture. I can't speak for European culture because I really don't know anything about it. But in those ancient methods, I don't know about the Europeans' ancient remedies and methods. So we need to tap into those for all things. I'm signing out, but stop being an outrage and just be the difference. It's no more protest. I mean, we could continue to protest, but protest with our dollar, protest with education. Subscribe. I'm almost at 100 subscribers. So subscribe, like this video, comment below your thoughts. How can we truly change? I'm out.